All right, ladies and gentlemen, here is a moment of truth. This is a raw moment of vulnerability. Yeah, I got with the tear monster this morning. I was on my way walking to get this coffee, getting ready to start a day, and I've been resting a lot. And I'm like, every time I have to rest so much, okay, Pisces energies, 4 planets of Pisces in the sky. You know, the battle is about to get bigger, but the battle is changing. And this is one of the things that's really come to me for this morning. You know, the battle is changing. And what I mean by that is, I was walking to my coffee, I was listening to Ace Hood, and this message is going to be very short. I was listening to Ace Hood, and you know, he went from being able to talk about what happened as in gangbanging and X, Y, and Z in the hood to now his newest album that came out maybe a couple weeks ago. And he's reached a level of, let's say, spiritual consciousness. And it's a reminder that, one, we can all let go of past lives. We can all let go. And I literally mean past lives, like lives you have not lived in this particular life. But we could all let go of past hurts, past pains, past traumas, and one on screen, and allow them to transform. And my tears really this morning, which I wish I could have just been like, I wish I could have just dropped them all out. I actually didn't drop any tears, but my eyes are watery, so we're gonna count it because I felt emotional. And this is 28 degrees of Pisces, so this really reminds me of the ancestors. So me listening to Ace Hood, it reminded me of the ancestors and slavery and how much black people has gone through, but how much as a black male who is the actual image, definition, and walking embodiment of black history, okay, I am black history. One of the things that is the toughest is for me to let go of some of the tyranny, okay, 500 plus years, and realize that I don't have to fight anymore in the way that I may be most accustomed to fighting, the way I may be most comfortable fighting, if I'm being honest. And some of that is physically knocking your fucking head off when you disrespect me. And so I've been having to really work through some shit about all the people, which really is one person that I created, who just came and was formed in different bodies. This is what I'm telling you now, and it's what I'm really working with for myself. All right, that I can't really just go knock heads off. And this is kind of really where like past life kind of comes up, when I can remember time frames when, you know, I was a king. When I can remember time frames when I was a high lord, a high wizard, okay, a high sorcerer. Always for many of my life cycles, somewhere in a position of high power, let's just say. Jupiter and Leo is one of those. If you have Jupiter and Leo, you're one of those people where past lives you've lived as royalty, where you don't really need to take no nonsense. And you know, in this particular life cycle, I have a lot of Aries energy, a lot of God of War fighter type energy, but it's all in the degrees of Pisces, which really forces me to, year by year, step by step, brick by brick, as a part of who I am, literally, my identity, my emotional world, and my mind, it forces me to surrender to more unconditional forms of love. And unconditional forms of love is me being able to look at people who I may have felt have hurt me, to look at grief and allow myself to process that grief and realize that moments of anger where I just want to fucking be petty or rip your shit apart just because is not really the solution that's going to continue to work, especially as I'm here on my mission back here on Earth. Culturally, I was reminded of this as I get ready to buy flights to go back home. And you know, I say that in a sense where it's like I really had a really good upbringing. I really did. You know, my parents took care of me. College was for the most part funded. It's beyond 1 year, which is again my fault in the sense that I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do. 4/14 on screen, that's my birthday. And so I really was taking care of everything that happened as for, let's say, violence or destruction or just fucking bullshit. You know, minus a couple instances that I've had with police officers where these motherfuckers were being beyond brutal, beyond the necessary limit. But it was part of what I needed to remember so that I can lead in this life from a place of honesty and sincerity, and lead as the image of black history, the image of what a black man, a black male is capable of doing. And the fact that I'm getting ready to buy tickets to go somewhere 6 days out from the fucking date that I need to go home is already one of the examples of like what is actually possible. Mind you, I'm living in the world for the last 4 or 5 years. Some of that coming from personal development, life coaching with people, astrology in this more modern day and time, working with people on the beaches, healing, doing this form of art, this form of passion has come through me as a black image, as a black male. So, you know, really for me, this is actually more of vulnerability. I want to give you some background context so you can understand really where I'm coming from. Where my tears that were forming this morning was me linking back to culturally how the fight has changed. Okay, the fight is not about white versus black. The fight is not about me versus you. All right, the fight has transformed, and as an Aries, have to really check in with where might I get angry and want to take somebody's top off, not necessarily because they deserved it, but because I forgot that I manifested certain people in my life to make sure that they kept me on track. We have to understand and detach from the human world and realize that we create certain karmic contracts so that we can have specific experiences. Some of those experiences will be tough. Some of those experiences will be traumatic. Some of those experiences will make you cry. Some of those experiences have made me bitter, have made me really struggle with the process of grief and looking at losses as moments where I've really truly allowed myself to love tremendously deep. And this is the real simplicity that I have to come back to, that I've allowed myself and I've given myself the chance to love so deeply that loss actually has an impact. Because if it didn't, it means that I didn't really love hard. It means that I didn't really love authentically. And really, this is just my moment as a YouTuber to come out here and just be vulnerable, as well as a leader, to help you remember and realize that, you know, these days aren't all simple and sweet. It ain't all about making money. It ain't all about looking good. It ain't all about getting the credit for everything that you do or you don't do. All right. But what it is about is that we all have a mission here on Earth. We have a mission that must be completed, or you will live this life again. And as a part of this, that again, my moment of availability is to really try to take more and more time to forgive myself. And that's been the longest battle, I think, throughout my lifetime, to forgive myself for the things that I've allowed, and to not blame others for my feelings, because at the end of the day, they're my feelings and I have to live with them, right? With vulnerability or lack of it, I have to live with them. I have to go through the process of grief. And I wanted to share this message with you. This one's more personal. This is not really necessarily fully about astrology. This is just a moment where I felt like it was really important for more leaders to step up in a soft and gentle way while still being able to rule with an iron fist, because it just is who I am. It's just never gonna not be a part of it. But as a part of that I can still do so with grace and charisma. And remember that as long as somebody, anybody, anything, any substance, anything on the planet, person, place, or thing that can take me out of my own personal balance, that thing has control over me. And that is not a narrative that I'm ever down to rock with. And so I'd rather have control over myself and take responsibility for the fact that, yeah, P, you know what? You gotta let more shit go. I gotta let more shit go, and I gotta put less blame on people, and I gotta put more responsibility on, this was my doing, each and every step. Whether I'm happy, that's my doing. Whether I'm balling out, that's my doing. If I'm sad as fuck and I'm depressed and I want to kill myself, that's my doing. And just because I don't understand certain emotions when the time is there, even if it's wrong and I know I instinctually feel it's wrong, it's more a matter of I'm not living these past lives, okay, where I've obtained certain forms of power where if you did disrespect, I just take your head off. So if I ever came sideways to you, if I ever hurt your feelings, I would like to personally say I'm sorry. I got my own shit that I'm also going through each and every day, all the time. And a lot of times when I'm being real, and when I am being real, which I'm pretty much always being real, I don't fucking like people, okay? I don't like humans. Sometimes, and really a lot of parts of me thinks that humans is one of the most disgusting things on the planet. Like, y'all make me sick. And then there's the other side where, you know, y'all really, humans, people really inspire me, okay? You really inspire me. You really show me that there are things that are just beyond beautiful that really don't have any explanation, and certain things won't have explanations, but there's always even beauty within those moments. And so I've really had to have some of my dragon guides come up and remind me of that the moment that my agony is dim, okay, which is that inner flame, it is essentially when I don't see the beauty in all things. And my dragons came and reminded me that it's okay, that they got me. You know, my angels been coming and reminding me in midday battles as I go through glitches that they're fighting for me. And I was blessed to even watch one of these battles and realize that I can lay down my sword, and 1111 on screen. I can lay down my sword and I don't have to go through that battle. Not alone. Not alone. And I do deserve and can take rest for myself, and also trust and realize that the karma that I've collectively built up, the good karma in this person that I've built up, is really all protecting me, it's guiding me. And during this Pisces energy, Mars in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces, Jupiter in Pisces, the moon is currently still in Pisces, right before Aries season we'll go back to war. That surrender is a tool of divinity, okay? To have faith in myself. I encourage you to have faith in yourself and faith in each and every question you have, and realize when the energies are aligned to let you let go, help you let go. Like right now, help you sacrifice certain parts of your ego, your identity, which I had to really, for me myself, I had to sacrifice certain parts of my ego identity to just say, hey, when I don't understand or when I'm pissed off at you, that you get to get your head popped off. A part of me will always have that mentality, but another part of me has to make sure that I evolve that, because there are more people watching than I know. And I'm not perfect, okay? I get shit wrong all the time. But in reality, I'm only getting shit wrong to the standards that have been set in this fucking personal timeline, because quite frankly, I'm like, whatever. But I want to also say thank you all for the patience, for realizing that I am also in a human body, and regardless, leader or not, there are always things that I wish that I could have done better, but I don't really spend too much time on it if I'm being real. I just do better the next time. And this is one of those moments of vulnerability where I'm looking to do better this time, right now, and just share this moment of, yes, I get sad, yes, I cry, yes, I fucking hate people. Yes, I fucking hate a lot of things on earth. I really do. Like, I really, really do. But at the same time, that tree behind me is so absolutely beautiful. The fact that I can be living in another culture and learn a language to connect with people that otherwise I would never be able to is absolutely fucking beautiful. Okay? There's so many beautiful things in the world. And I'm just here to remind myself to never forget that. Don't allow anybody to allow your light to be dimmer based off of their insecurities, their projections, or their desire to tear you down. Fuck them. Yeah, I still had to say that. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Yeah, all made my biggest dream come true. Apparently I made up to $15 on YouTube just through ads. Thank you, YouTube. Really. Part of my dream. I wouldn't give a fuck if it was 1 cent. Just the fact that it was possible. Y'all allowing me to 5 to 6 days or so buy flights out of, change my flights going from Houston, and it's all last minute surrender, to go visit my family and spend more time with them. Still didn't buy the new flights yet, which I really would like to do. But the fact that I can, you know, so close to home is incredible. I just saw a notification last night, 75,000 views I don't even know what that really equates to, but again, that's all of you watching. Thank you. This is another one of the beautiful things about a human existence. It's like, I wouldn't be able to do any of this without you. And I just want to say, from every dimension, every timeline that I've ever existed, thank you for reminding me of why I chose to live this particular life on this path. Okay, I'm out. I love you.